lively. I didn't get to talk much. Joe Riley was in our group. Did an amazing job. Love you, Joe. We opened up, Gary, Alan opened up the meeting, and then I did the death by PowerPoint. And as we went through that, the group just jumped up and conversations began all over the place. It was terrific. We were there for about 3 hours, maybe a little over 3 hours. People were just feeding off of each other. And the biggest compliment we got when it was done was we were told that people felt like they were heard. And I thank you for that. We did hear you. You have a lot to say, and I hope you don't stop saying it. But the things we hit on, we talked about Social Security and the zero increase this year. We talked about TPP and all the poison pills that are in it that are going to harm seniors, specifically over prescription drugs. We talked about the wage disparity for women and people of color, how that impacts the Social Security checks you get even after you've retired. The discrimination continues. Then we spent a lot of time discussing a mentor program. We shared stories of who our mentors were and went over quite a few stories. So the spirit of Charlie Williams is in this room. There was a lot of people that brought his name up and things that he had done for them and with them. So it was my pleasure to know him as well. Roman Mayfield was mentioned. A bunch of people that had helped. Nobody landed on a mountaintop. Somebody had to help you climb up there. So we've all had mentors, and we're trying to instigate a strong mentor program through our retiree groups. We've got a lot of young reps coming on, and they shouldn't be forced to invent the wheel all over again. We had reports come from a few of our really strong retiree clubs. Jackie Bashak spoke about the 751 Club and the things that they're doing, and they were open enough to talk about some of the things that they've done that didn't work as well, which is just as important. Andrew Gorman got up and spoke about what's going on in California and did a wonderful job. Don Zeth got up and talked about the group he's got in out of District 160, just wonderful sharing and stories that helped the other people that were in the room. So it was good. We really enjoyed it. And again, between Jumpin' Jack, Joe Riley getting up and keeping us going, it was a really spirited meeting. They say we watched, I think we saw every other group go by us while our people were still up and having a good time. It really was fun. We set a lot of goals that we wanted to work on, and I put together a list, and I'll give you this one. There's a desire to start doing stronger networking between the retiree clubs so that each club isn't operating on their own and hoping they get it right or not learning from each other. So Gary has instituted that we're going to set up a monthly conference call between all the presidents of the retiree clubs in the Western Territory. That had been requested. Again, Joe, I'm going to use your name. Joe brought that up and has been asking for that for a while, and we're going to make it happen. It's a great idea, Joe. Thank you. The retirees committed just about in unison to start attending their local lodge meetings more. The stories of local lodges not even having a quorum if the retirees aren't there, that's sad to hear. But we can do something about that. The retirees see a role for themselves and get up under good and welfare and talk about the different things that are going on, and maybe the locals will even recognize the retiree committee and let them speak under committee reports. So there was a lot of energy around paying back and trying to share the history of the collective bargaining agreements, share the history of the local lodge, and try and make sure that the younger workers that are coming in know that these aren't just gifts from the company. And if we don't tell them, they'll never hear it. There was energy to reach out to the high schools and the school boards to push that civics lessons be taught, and to talk about apprenticeships, and to talk about shop classes and training, but to get out there and make sure that people don't go their entire academic career and never really understand the role that labor had in building this great country. We discussed regional retiree clubs, where local lodges are smaller and don't have enough retirees to sponsor their own club, which could be even across GBP lines, where transportation and local lodges in the area could partner together and have a unified club. There was discussion about administering these or supporting these clubs through the state councils of machinists, and have a role for them in the state councils to get out and share with all the delegates that come to those, so that they can take it back to their home locals. There was a request for mailers with talking points. Our territory did a survey of our retirees in Arizona, and one of the pieces of that was asking about their preferred type of communication, and it was mail, phone calls, and then email. We did have in Arizona, about 72% responded and said that they have access to a computer at home, but only half of those, 36%, are actually using those computers for any type of social media. So to try and figure that everybody's going to get the message on the Facebook, or everybody's going to get it through a text, that's just not the case. We're going to try and do a better job at reaching out to people and getting them online, so that if they do have access to a computer, we can help them to try and learn how to use some of those other tools. But it was just brought up that that doesn't reach everybody. So the idea of the mailers and inclusion in the journal, those things on retiree issues, that was a big piece that was brought up yesterday as well. And out of the retirees department, the group was just asking that we begun a retiree newsletter, and they're excited about seeing that continue, either as a standalone piece or as part of a larger piece. But they really enjoyed getting that, and that was something that they're requesting would continue. And they just appreciate the hard work that's going on, and we just want to know that the department will be responsive when they call. I want to thank everybody that was in the room. Where's all my Western Territory people? Yeah. You guys were great. I really appreciate it. Thanks for putting up with me.
About 66.
Gary, GBPL, thanks for giving me a chance to do this job. And to all of you out there, I'll keep listening. I think it's the best thing I can do. If you think I got all the answers, I don't even understand the questions half the time, so just help me out when you can. Diane, Sue, for doing this. It was a good conference. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank
you. Good morning.
This is the 2015 Transportation Territory Breakout Session Report. International President R. Thomas Buffenberger, National President TCU Robert Scardelletti, Transportation General Vice President Cito Pantoja, General Vice Presidents Robert Martinez, Doris Cervantes, Dave Ritchie, Lynn Tucker, Phil Gruber, Gary Allen, Mark Blondin, James Canigliaro, Diane Babinow, and delegates assembled. We, the assembled 52 delegates from the IAM Transportation Machinists TCU retirees, having met in the Transportation Breakout Session, do fraternally submit this report for your information and handling, and urge the following. 1. Establish a Transportation Territory Coordinator. 2. Encourage the International President, National President, and Territorial GDP to send a letter out to IMAW and TCU IAM locals and districts to establish retiree club organizations. 3, improve communications between the Grand Lodge and local and district lodges regarding conferences, conventions, retiree classes at W3, and political and legislative issues pertaining to retiree issues and benefits. 4, urge the Grand Lodge to inquire about the taxation of Social Security and railroad benefits for retirees. Encourage the Grand Lodge to continue the 2 programs established at the 2013 Retiree Conference, the mentorship and the political action teams. 6, inquire TCU IAM and IAMAW Grand Lodge to inquire on dental and vision benefits for retirees in future negotiations. 7, encourage the inclusion of railroad retirement and Social Security discussions in future conferences. 8, request reports from all territorial breakout sessions to be sent to all delegates of the 2015 conference. 9, encourage retirees to report change of address and update contact information to the local lodge as requested in the IAM Constitution. 10, for future conferences, we encourage larger print to be used on badges and printed materials. Make a font larger. 11, as we lead this conference, let us strive to work together to protect the future of future generations. And from the transportation territory breakout session to President Boffenberger, we understand effective January, you will no longer be a retiree in training. We congratulate you on your upcoming retirement and welcome you to the IAMAW Retirees Organization. And as there is no other business, the session adjourned at 4:35 p.m. Respectfully submitted on behalf of Transportation Territory Breakout Session Chair Michael Madden and our conference delegates, I submit this report.
So one of our big things is we mentioned some of these guys about what did the union ever do for me? And I'm sure you've all heard that. And I look at it like, well, I got a pension, you got a pension. And being in Canada, we have some fantastic medical. Listen to you guys. We're pretty glad of that. Anyway, so you try to beat through their head that the company didn't give us this stuff. We fought for it. We were on strike different times for pension and this and that. So what we've tried to do is get some like an annual picnic or a barbecue or something like this together to get everybody out. And what we're looking at is maybe get the president of our local out to see what we're doing, that we can help them. I have an actual spot at our local union meeting where the retiree coordinator goes out and gets in with health and welfare and whatever. And a lot of these guys that I'm speaking with, their fathers work with us. They're retiree from the union. So that works. They come back home and say, hey, Brian was out. And, so I get a few calls from that. But we're working away at it. And I think I know there's a few retiree coordinators in Canada, but I don't know of any east of Montreal. And I'm not even sure of Montreal because I'm getting calls from there and Hunt and all through the provinces, but I'll do what I can. And I'm quite involved in the political action thing, and I've been inviting retirees out to that, and vice versa. Let them invite the retirees out to their meetings, and that's starting to help. We're helping out on picket lines and different things. So somebody came up with the idea yesterday, maybe we could put a retiree coordinator on the local and the district committee. Whether that'll ever work or not, I don't know, but I'll take it back and we'll bring it up. So our next was, why should retirees be involved? Well, first of all, we're going to try, after we're gone, hopefully we'll leave the union and the world and our kids in a better spot for what we do. Some think that's a good idea, some don't. But And really, we have more time as retirees to get out and help with political action and some of these other unions are on strike. And we did get a new government, which we're pretty proud of getting rid of the old guy. I think we could have done better, but hey, we couldn't have done worse. So hopefully this is going to work for us and we'll get out and help where we can and what we can. And we can have a voice in protecting our pensions, our benefits, everything that we got when we were working. We can now hopefully get out and protect that. So we do what we can, and hopefully we can take this back. And one thing I try to do, and I'll tell a story at the end, we try to mentor. We try to mentor our kids, the younger union members, let them know what we fought for, what we mean, and make it better for them. And in closing, talking about mentoring, I told the guys yesterday, my son's a paramedic, and he got tired of the midnights picking up people on the side of the road and this and that. He took his level 3 and went into what they call the comm center, which is the 911 first responders. So it was a new company. He was one of the first ones in. They were unionized, not on hand, but they were unionized. And he came home one day and he said, Dad, he said, I don't know this stupid union we got. He said, they're not doing anything for us and whatever. So I said, well, did you ever think of going to a union meeting? I said, you are your union. You're the... He goes, nobody said... my son. He says, nobody said, Dad, I remember you used to, and you seem to turn out okay and done good for us. So a month later, he rolls in the driveway on his motorcycle, takes his helmet off, throws it on the yard. He says, well, Dad, I listened to you. So I went to the union meeting. He said, guess what? He says, I'm the president now. He said, to negotiate the first contract. That was about 15 years ago, and he's still hanging in there and still doing it. So that, I think, could help with other people. That's mentoring. So thank you from Canada, and you enjoy the rest of the day.
And my name is Doug Hurler from Lodge 66, and I was chosen to do this report. We had about 30 persons present. Our Madam Chairperson, International President Puffenbarger, Executive Council, others and sisters. The Midwest Territory delegates, first and foremost, would like to thank Chairperson, General Vice President Diane Davenant for conducting an informative and efficient retiree conference. International President Tom Puffenbarger, we want to express our sincere appreciation for supporting Machinist Union retirees and providing the opportunity for all our involvement in the retiree conference. Our thanks go out to Midwest Territory Chief of Staff Rod Hoffman for his leadership and guidance in our territorial breakout session. The future of our union is not only in the superior IM collective bargaining agreements we negotiate or the aggressive organizing campaigns we conduct, but also with expanding the Machinist Union retiree clubs within our ranks. We must not stop with Machinist Union retiree clubs, but also recruit area retiree clubs, which would not only include Machinist Union members, but any retiree if he support and stand with our principles. Our principles must always support all working family issues. We must take a firm stand to protect Social Security and Medicare benefits. Not only must we protect the benefits, but we must work to improve the benefits for our children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. We have fought for what we have today, and we must continue to fight for our future generations to come. We are the fighting machinists. Our veterans have fought to protect the rights of our great country so that we have the right to voice our opinion freely. We must continue to fight so everyone has the right to form a union in our great nation. Not only do we need to reach out to retiring Machinist Union members, but to those from other unions and those involved in the AFL-CIO Working Families Network. Machinist Union retirees welcome other retirees at their meetings and need to extend that invite to active IM members to join them as guests at retiree meetings. Groups such as the Young Machinists would enhance our ranks when addressing our issues as retirees, and in return we could share the life experiences and acknowledge and the knowledge we have gained in our many years of work. With the exposure of retirees and young workers together, we would provide the opportunity for all to educate and mentor each other while bridging any perceived age gap that may be present. Communication and education is important too at any age, young or old. Just as there were new member packets provided to workers when they were first employed and signed their membership application, we must develop a retirement package to be provided to all members as we retire from the job. As an organization, we need to provide all necessary contact information about our retirees club and activities. Members should retire from their jobs, but not retire from their union. Newly retired members should be welcomed at the next meeting and encouraged to participate and freely share their ideas. The retiree group is meant to be a family and encourage the attendance of spouses, children, or any family member. Retiree clubs should provide a special family day of pure entertainment for retirees and their families in order to promote unity. If we are to be successful in contacting our members, local lodges, district lodges, or the Grand Lodge retiree department must provide the contact information needed to accomplish this task. We must be open. We must open a line of communication to each and every retiree in order to inform, educate, and encourage participation in activities to prevent our current benefits and improve future benefits. This communications is not intended to be a one-time event, but a normal monthly or bi-monthly communications to our retired members. We must utilize old and new methods of communication such as letters, emails, texting. While our group is determined that the future looks a little bleak, we are determined not to let others control our future. We want to educate our members and others on what life can be when working families have a voice.
My name is David Minell. I'm a retired from District 9, Local Lodge 777 in St. Louis, Missouri. The reason I came forward, being the president of the Missouri Alliance, is to give you a brief what happened in Missouri when George Carpus became the president. He contacted Bob Courtcamp, District 9, Gerald Randall, 1650, Kansas City. The three of them formed the Missouri Alliance for Retired Americans, working together, drawing other unions together, and we wound up with charter number 4. I don't know who 1, 2, and 3 is. Congratulations, but we are 4. There are states that do not have alliance charter. I talked to our new president. All you know, I get passionate about this. Reach out. If you're in a state, get with the new president. Form those alliances in your states. We need all 50 to combat our enemies. The Koch brothers, the Alex, and the other ilk. We can do it utilizing the alliance as an umbrella. In Missouri, I call it misery. We suffer from blood trauma. He has a 10% voting record for working people. We have to get that umbrella and put everybody's hand on that staff with one understanding. Under the umbrella, we stand protected from the shit that's being piled on us from the corporate entities that are out to cut our throats. We have to mobilize our people. We have to organize and utilize everything that we have at our control. By doing this and bringing all of the community-based organizations together, along with some of the unions that are not part of the AFL-CIO, they will still stand with us. When the Alliance for Senior Citizens collapsed, the AFL-CIO and partner unions stepped up. Our board in Missouri is made up of steelworkers, UAW, retail clerks, machinists, and others, firefighters. So use that resource and reach out. And I know as a machinist, working with a machinist president,
And just to finish up, Madam Chairperson, this concludes the Midwest Territory Report to the 2015 IM Retiree Conference. On behalf of the Midwest Territory Retiree Delegation, Madam Chairperson, we submit our report in solidarity. Doug Curler, Retiree District Lodge 10, Dave Mino, Retiree District Lodge 9, Jerome Rogers, or JT, as a retiree of Lodge 778. Thank you. Just one last thing, I got the mic now.
President Tucker, we also have our Chief of Staff here, Brian, who assisted in this meeting. We had a huge turnout. Not small, but huge. Productive. So actually, I'm going to let Billy, who actually, we're now alumni of the Empire New York State College. We've been together in years. So since the NLC has moved over, so the sister and I, we've actually attended many classes over here. So it's been fun. She's with Neffy, Billy Weaver, and she's going to give the initial report, and I'll close it out.
Thank you, Billy. I just recently retired from Neffy, Local 2197, Albuquerque, New Mexico. I was president there for 9.5 years of that local, and they finally kicked me out. So. But anyway, in the Eastern Territory, one of the things that we discussed was communication, and oftentimes retirees are not in the loop of communications anymore, not like we were when we were active in our locals. You know, everything, we heard about everything, and now we don't. So what we did is we used District 26, Hartford, Connecticut as our model. And because District 26 has been most successful in changing the political climate there. And so we want to, number one, we want to reach out and see that each district has a retirees club. And if a club does not exist, then we want to start talking to people about getting one started. If it does exist, then we want to utilize it. We want to go to them, we want to talk to them, we want to let them know the importance of that club, but also the things that we've learned here this week. I mean, I think it's important for all of our people to hear about this. We want to better utilize the email for communications. We want to use our cell phones to send out quick messages, which I'm not very good at. I mean, ask anybody. But, and we want to get our retirees and our future retirees to sign up for Go IAM for key information. They can pick that up every day. They can log in. You get some really valuable information. I've been in there. I'm signed up. Sometimes I'll hear something on television that's happening. I'll go to IAM and look, and President Buffenbarger or one of the GPPs are already addressing this issue. That's how fast IAM is about hopping on things that affect us. We want to ask our locals to send out letters to all their retirees. We want to get the names, the email addresses, and cell phone numbers so that we can send it to NMPL and keep the retirees and future retirees informed on political issues and how it will affect them. How do you get this thing to go down? Really? I'm also the original computer dummy, so. The Eastern Territory is currently collecting names, emails, and cell phone numbers at state council meetings and conferences for text blasts and for key political issues that affect all the IAM membership. And we want to help them do that. We want to get all of our chapters doing these email blasts, or text blasts as they call them. We recommend that this collection of emails and cell phone numbers should be collected through the union stewards at each of our shops. And our goal on this is to reach 100,000 retirees and future retirees for text blasts on key political issues so that we can get more people to the polls, we can get them better educated, we can get them the information they need. We all know that these laws, that when they come out, are so confusing. We need to know how to read them and understand them so that we can vote in our best interest.
We close the part out with the text blast, to communicate with the retirees and future retirees. How many signed up for text blasts now? Wow, so guess what? We want to have the entire room before we leave. So all we need is your name, your email, and your phone number, and you'll receive a blast from MNPL that when we have crucial issues. It is very simple. They'll come to you on the phone, they'll have the number, you just hit the number, he'll give you a brief description of the issue, and for instance, the fast track will tell you to vote no, tell your congressman, it'll route you right to your individual in your state. So if you start now and get this, we can collect this. Now, boy, we've been 100,000, that's just a start. Can you imagine when we send those text blasts out on behalf of the Machinists Union, 100,000 people would send it within 2 or 3 minutes to your Congress. It would inundate the whole Congress. And that's just the start of it. We have the capabilities of a few 100,000. So when you send each one of your congressmen something and send it, that would have a huge impact. It's the same as writing a letter. And these are individuals, and we can track that information and bring it back. And we don't beat them up with them. You give them something crucially an issue, you get the text blast. And the email is the other part to actually keep the retirees informed. But we've been collecting this. When Ricky Delafonte goes to conferences, we give him a list every time of those individuals. And I receive them all the time. Now, someone here has to receive the text blast, right? Come on, raise your hand.
Nope.
All right.
Oh.
Well, look how many we can send now. This group did get it. Future retirees will have this information.
Oh.
So that's the gist of our
Okay.
meeting, and it was straight to the nuts and bolts of what we need to do out there and get the information. So, and I keep them on my phone so I can relate to them. So that's simple. So if you're on your table, we have just put your name, email, and phone number, give it to me, and I'll turn them in for you. The whole conference. I'm going to email it because I don't have a paper form of it. All right, great job. Thank you.
The Southern Territory Coordinator for the retirees. The Southern Territory retirees would like to thank General Vice President Diane Babineau, International President Thomas Buffenberger, and the Executive Council for an informative and great retirees conference. And for us, our Southern Territory retiree, Terry Haskins, will be reading our report.
Thank you, Valerie. You notice they left best for the last, Southern Territory. As Valerie said, my name is Terry Haskins. I'm a retiree from Wichita, Kansas, local lot 639, District 70, the Southern Territory. I want to thank Mark London, Jeff Smith, and Valerie Rodriguez also. On the report, General Vice President Mark London led the Southern Territory breakout session on Tuesday, November the 17th, 2015. He welcomed all of the Southern Territory retirees to the meeting and introduced retiree Community and Membership Service Director Edward Manhart. General Vice President London discussed the important role retirees have played in making the IAM the best labor union in the world. He recognized the benefits our members have gained from many years of self-sacrifice and service our retirees made in fighting for good IAM contracts. He recognized that many of the mentoring that leaders of today's IAM. He also noted that among our retirees and retiree clubs, we have a lot of experienced activists, but acknowledges that maybe we haven't used their services as much as we should have. General Vice President London was thankful for those who were able to attend and expected more to attend next year. He asked for retirees present to give reports about their activities and shared some comments from retiree club reports. He received from others who were able to attend. A summary of the reports are as follows. District Lodge 161, Lake Charles, Louisiana President Terry Tyler reported that their club is meeting to address retiree health care and the upcoming gubernatorial race. Labor has endorsed John Bell Edwards for governor, and there is a good possibility he will go back. District Lodge 711, Local Lodge 480, Oak Ridge, Tennessee, President Larry Worsham reported that its retiree club is doing very well. There is a good attendance and good information is being given to our members. Local Lodge 480, District Lodge 711, and the Tennessee State Council of Machinists all are very supportive of our retirees. 6 members attended the East Tennessee Labor Day picnic in Rowan County. Bill Cox and Larry Worsham also attended the retiree class in August 2015 at the William W. Whippensinger Center. Local Lodge 480 retiree coordinator Bill Cox fabricated a machinist union belt buckle that was raffled off at the Tennessee State Council of Machinists and raised $773 for the retiree department. The retiree club participates in fundraising each year and sends proceeds to the retirees department. Jimmy Gons and Larry Worsham, also attended the Salmon March with other Southern Territory members. The Retirees Club have also presented IM veteran certificates and pins for years of service, to include gold cards for 50-year members at our retiree meetings. If a member is in a nursing home or veterans home, they then visit them and present them with their gold card. District Lodge 75, Local Lodge 203, Daleville, Alabama, President Freddie Head reported that its retiree club meets on the second Monday of each month. In January, officers of the club are sworn in. President Head was appointed to the IAM-AW District 75 Legislative Committee. 2 members of the Retirees Club were elected to serve as delegates to the Winegrass Labor Council at the June Retiree Club meeting. The Retiree Club recognizes several of their members who were due to receive their 60, 55, and 50-year service award. Southern Territory Chief of Staff Jeff Smith presented these awards. In August 2015, President Head attended the William W. Whippensinger Center for the Retirees Education and Strategic Program. In October 2015, President had attended the Alabama State Council of Machinists Convention as a delegate. He also attended the 30th Biennial Convention of the Alabama AFL-CIO as a delegate. President Denise Maybin Denny from District Lodge 776, Local Lodge 776A, Fort Worth, Texas, was presented to give a report. Sister Maybin gave the report as follows. Machinist 776 Retirees Organization Report 2015 for the year 2015. The Machinist Retirees Organization participated in the American Postal Workers Union Employees Food Drive. The IEM and AW Local Lodge 776 raffle to help raise funds for the Guide Dogs of America and the Civil Rights in Black and Brown. Oral histories of the multiracial freedom struggle in Texas, currently being researched by Brown Family Fund, Summerlee Foundation, Texas Christian University, and other public and private resources. The oral histories of the multiracial freedom struggle in Texas is a statewide study of Texas that explores the role of ordinary people in the great civil rights movement of the 20th century. Not one, but two civil rights movements flourished in mid-20th century Texas, and they did so in intimate conversation with one another. While most research on American race relations has utilized a binary analytical lens examining either black versus white or Anglo versus Mexican, this project bridges cultures by collecting and interpreting simultaneously up to 400 new oral history interviews with members of 3 ethnic groups. The video and audio recording transcripts, photographs, and manuscripts reproduction resulting from these interviews will assist the research team in the preparation of scholar books, articles, and digital humanities websites, accessible by the general public. The materials will also become part of the portal to Texas History Online and archival collections housed in the TCU or another designated library. Approximately 100 people will participate in this study in 2015 and up to 300 more by 2018. All of us at the IAM AW District 776 are proud to be involved in this research and to be able to share labor's role in the great civil rights movement of the 20th century. We in the Machinists 776 Retirees Organization have also been offering a wide variety of informational speakers on a number of issues that are of great concern to retirees today. Investments, financial planning, as well as early signs of dementia and Alzheimer's disease. I think I have that. We have also been fortunate enough to have our AFL-CIO Community Services Labor Liaison and Vice President of United Way of Tarrant County, Pauline Romas, attend our monthly meeting to keep us updated on all available programs offered through the United Way of Tarrant County. The Machinists 776 Retirees Organization strives to always stay current with any and all politics and current events. We are very involved with the Tryon County Central Labor Council and have appointed a delegate and alternate delegate to the council. Our delegate and alternate delegates give monthly reports at a monthly meeting to keep us current. As president of Machinists 776 Retirees Organization, I often attend as well. By special invitation of their president, Tim Smith, and directing business representative, IAMAW District 776, and president of the Tarrant County Central Labor Council. Benji Easter is the recording secretary for the Retiree Club in Hutchinson, Kansas. Sister Benji reported that Hutchinson, Kansas is a dying community, as most of the businesses have moved or closed. The Retiree Club is bringing in other union retirees to all work together and build their presence in the community. Retiree coordinator Ken Walsh makes many of those meetings. Juanita Murphy, District Lodge 711, Local Lodge 735, Nashville, Tennessee. Sister Juanita reported that they meet on the first Tuesday of every month. We would like to see her retiree club do more and get more involved in organizing. Every December, the company invites people to come enjoy a Christmas celebration meal. We had 700 people attend. It would be great if we could help. When the reports were completed, Grand Lodge Special Representative Valerie Rodriguez, who currently serves as a Southern Territory Retiree Coordinator, gave a presentation and led a group discussion about the importance of sharing the knowledge and experience of retirees with younger IAM members and potential members. Retirees in attendance were enthusiastic to contribute many good ideas on the subject. All agreed that we need to talk to, explain, and show our children, our grandchildren, just how important good union jobs are and why it is important to be involved in politics. We also had a lot of great discussion on how important it is to have a retiree club. We plan to start with our district lodges and local lodges and have them work towards developing more retiree clubs and requesting support from our district and local lodges. Madam Chairperson, this concludes the Southern Territory report, and I respectfully request to have this report adopted by the 2015 IAM Retiring Conference.